So Momo fraud, so let's say it's a multifaceted problem, but the key challenges around us as the users of the service. It's a system. It's helping our digital growth for facilitating payments and stuff like this. But then what you've got now are people who are in the system and they try to manipulate you to release your PIN or authorize payments that you did not actually go for. So we tend to, as an authority, we tend to focus on the education part. Because the systems have been designed, there's procedures for how you do transactions. You must protect your PIN, don't give your PIN to people. But you find that someone will can call an individual, give them some storyline, somehow they get lost in the story and they hand over the PIN. Then the person is gone. Or in some cases, there's some of the service providers, they can send you a prompt for you to accept by entering your PIN. Right? Yeah. So they call the people, give them some storyline. Oh, we are authorizing this, or just check this, and then please enter your PIN. We are fixing this problem, something like this. They give you a story, and then you release your PIN. So there's the human side of it, and we call it social engineering. So basically, they are playing on your helpfulness, or you want to help somebody out, and then they trick you. So it's not so much that it's a system issue, but it's more around how we are using it as users. But as an authority, we work with the service providers a lot, where we see there are any system or technical issues, they look into it. But we need to be focusing on ourselves as the users.
But as an authority, you're not clothed with any powers to be able to make sure that these telcos and anyone that falls victim to this or whatever it is that can be done to prevent it in the first place, there's nothing like that?
Well, we actually have some control in the sense that that service area, because so critical to digital, falls under what we call critical information infrastructure. Okay. So that big term, or we call it CIF for short, basically just means that there are infrastructure within our ecosystem that are deemed critical to the functioning of the country. So either if there's an outage to those systems, there might be a national security issue, or it might impact socio-economic status of the country. So the Momo system or the ICT infrastructure falls under one of those categories. So we have a team that's focused on protection of those infrastructure. So they do that by issuing directives, conducting audits, and checking for compliance to best practices. So if you say you're offering a Momo service, okay, there are best practices for building such a system. There are best practices for, let's say, validating your users. We look into all that together with people like the NCA that look directly after the sector. So we do have some control.
Well.